AOS fans, Robin here, and I'm back again with my deck for our forthcoming clash against one of the new warbands, my first clash against Magore's fiends, and I will be playing the Orruks as requested by you guys when we asked for the breakdown of what you'd like to see first. It's probably going to be a bloody encounter, the Orruks versus the fiends, arguably the two most offensive decks in the game. So let's have a look. What have I got in my deck? I have to say it's almost unrecognisable these days. There's lots of changes, lots of new cards, lots of great cards I think for the Orruks. I think the new warbands really brought in some great offensive cards, and I think people have complained about objective decks being dead. I'm not sure that's true, but I do think that the offensive decks got more of a bolster from having a quick cursory glance at the cards. I haven't really played them a lot, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, so my objectives. 90 is Call of the War, charging with 3 Orruks. Always quite a possibility when playing with Orruks. You want to get in there down and dirty, so that's Call of the War. 96, Too Dumb to Die. Always handy. There's some big hitting cards now, and the Orruks can take 3 damage and survive, so that's a good one. Advancing Strike. I'm going to be trying to push into Pete's half. Advancing Strike is 2, 3, 4, and that enables me to score immediately if I take somebody out in his zone. And then contrary to that is 2, 5, 2 is Defensive Strike, is if I take somebody out in my zone. So there we are. The Orruk's going to be fighting in on all zones, and that's another score immediately card. This deck is full of score immediately cards. Hopefully I can really cycle through that deck quickly. And score as much glory as possible. 2, 5, 7, everybody's favourite, Escalation. 2, 7, 1, Massive Assault, another new card. This one is basically if you score 7 damage in a phase, then you get a glory, and I think that's definitely massively possible with Orruks, so that's why that's in there. 2, 7, 2, Master of War, an old card now, and it's a good one. Master Stroke. There's lots of new cards in the game enable you to play reactions and make extra moves and attacks. Master Stroke is basically if you take somebody out as a result of a reaction you gain a glory, so that is in there now. 2, 7, 7, No Remorse. Orruks do lots of damage. I think No Remorse is worth having in there. 2, 8, 2, Ploymaster. 2, 8, 4, Precise Use of Force. Again, you've got various options with the Orruks for damage, so I think Precise Use of Force is worth having. I should have said there that No Remorse and Precise Use of Force are score immediately. Master Stroke is score immediately. Massive Assault is score immediately. Advancing Strike is score immediately. And Defensive Strike is score immediately. So that's lots of score immediately that I can score. And then finally, because of that, I've got 306 Victory After Victory. It's 2 glory if you score 3. If you score 3 objectives in the phase. Now, how's that going to go? I don't know, but I reckon I can score that one too. Now there isn't a massive collection of glory there. There's no big scorers. There's no conquest. Not that conquest isn't huge, but there's no conquest. There's no denial. There's no contained, and there's no annihilation. And I may regret that. I may regret not having anything big, but I'm hoping I'll kill enough of his guys to give me the victory. I do wonder whether I should bolster it with a card, some bigger cards. Well, I don't know what to play anymore. Supremacy doesn't seem so likely these days with Great Concussion and Earthquake, and my ploys you'll see in a minute. I haven't got anything to contain those so much, so they're hard. Supremacy seems unlikely. Contained and Denial seem unlikely now, with people being able to pop up on the board with hidden paths, and obviously Skaven always can stop that, and people looking for it anyway. So where's that big glory going to come from? I almost wonder whether I ought to put Annihilation back in this deck, and I may do we'll see how it goes. But Annihilation now seems a bit closer with cards like SHARDGALE, which do 1 damage to everybody. You can play that, and if both teams play it, Annihilation suddenly becomes a possibility, whereas before it always seemed to be like if you were lucky you'd win it. So I'm not sure. I may regret not putting that in, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, we'll go through my ploys now. So I've got Brutal but Cunning and Cunning but Brutal. 2 favourite cards of mine for the Orruks. Duel of Wits, Great Concussion. Now that is to cover any objective grabbing. Unlikely to play against the fiends. Unlikely to be objective grabbing, but it's a general deck, so it'd be good against the Skaven. Inspiration Strikes, a great card for Orruks, which basically enables you to inspire Gurzag without injuring him first, which would be really useful. I've taken out Shattering Terrain because I don't think I need it with this card in there, and a later card, which I'll get to in a second. 3/4/3, My Turn, brilliant reaction card. Try and get an extra attack in. Quick Thinker, run away with somebody if in the charge, or maybe just move somebody up to get them into a good smacking position, ready for action. There's a great card for the Orruks. And then SHARDGALE. Now this card, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. It will give everybody into a more reachable hitting distance, but it will inspire all the Orruks at once, and that's pretty great. And then I could even reverse that with 3/6/5 Tainted Vitality, which I think is a good card to have to cover that. I would sort of almost think that maybe I wouldn't play it. Maybe I would leave people dangling, because obviously it heals everybody on the board. So, but I'd have to see. That's slightly situational, but it's in there. If things are going badly, you can give your Orruks a little 1 wound boost. 3/7/2 Twist the Knife. Great +1 damage card. Could be really useful, especially with cards like Precise Use of Force and No Remorse in the deck. So those are my ploys, and I'm slightly startled by how different they are to previous Orruk decks. There's very few cards to move people about. Earthquake has bitten the dust, not that Earthquake was around for long in my decks, in favour of Great Concussion, and there's no sidestep, no distraction, no confusion. All these things I relied upon at one point have gone, which I suppose shows what the new meta might be. I'm slightly concerned about it. Some of the ploys like My Turn and Quick Thinker rely on movement on being attacked. If I'm fighting a heavily objective-seeking deck, perhaps they won't attack me, and I might find myself caught short, as it were. But anyway, they're my ploys, for better or worse, and now I'll move on to the upgrades. 1/1/6 War. It's fairly straightforward one. 3/7/3, A Destiny to Meet, 1 glory if you have somebody who's alive at the end of the game. Very good card to have. 3/7/6, Awakened Weapon, pretty useful on Bonecutter, I think. Obviously Gurzag Inspired gets a very similar property to Awakened Weapon. 3/7/8, Concealed Weapon, +2 damage on a critical. Really good, card to have for anybody, and again with Precise Use of Force or No Remorse, very handy to have in there. 3/8/2, Demonic Weapon. Now I nearly left this out, but I put it in the end. There aren't that many upgrades I really want for the Orruks, so I put Demonic Weapon in. You know, it can be useful. For some reason I'm not getting my inspiration out, then maybe I want it for Hacker or Basher to make them a bit more tough. 3/8/3, Dark Darts. Shade Glass Darts I normally have. I put Dark Darts in. They don't get the +1 damage like you do with Shade Glass Darts. I think if you get a critical, but they do have Cleave. So I kind of feel like actually you use these for moving people off objectives and moving them away from things. So that's why I've put them in there. I'm actually not sure they're a great card. 3/8/9, Great Fortitude. 3/9/1, Great Strength. 3/9/5, Incredible Strength, a new card, but basically the same as Great Strength. Really handy for the Orruks. You want to pack in as much damage as you possibly can. 4/03, a Light Armour. A brilliant card for the Orruks again. Extra attack dice, very, very handy, especially if you're generating extra attacks through things like Ready for Action and My Turn. It's just brilliant to have that. Obviously, there's not without risk, but I think it's a risk worth paying. And then 4/20 is SOULTRAP. Now, SOULTRAP is a card I've yo-yoed on. I kind of didn't really like it. And then I thought, well, I better include it because I'll regret not having it. And then I hardly used it, and I kind of thought, actually, there isn't much point in having this card. It's a 50-50 chance of saving your guy. Yes, that's great, but actually, I think I failed the only 2 times I've ever had to use it. I failed both times. Obviously, doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but I've actually found Pete's played it against me a couple of times now, and I found that maybe it's just me, but psychologically, fighting somebody with SOULTRAP on it becomes a different beast. You're looking at, okay, I want to score Precise Use of Force or No Remorse or whatever it is, and I'm going to take them out, but I might not because they've got SOULTRAP on them. And then suddenly, especially if it's a big tough guy like where anybody with 4 wounds, you're thinking, oh, how am I going to get those 4 wounds off of them? And even if I do, you know, if I throw a couple of cards behind it to get those wounds up to 4, they might just save it all. And then it's game over. Well, it's not game over, but then it's they're back to you're back to square one. So I think I've put SOULTRAP in as a deterrent, put it on Gurzag, and suddenly Pete may be thinking, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't go after Gurzag, and therefore hopefully I can use that to my advantage and use Gurzag while Pete is scared of using resources to possibly no avail. I think possibly, I guess the way to play somebody with SOULTRAP is to try and whittle them away. It'd be a good one for the fast riders to gradually take you out. So you've only got one word left at the end, and then take you out again. Maybe, who knows. Anyway, that's my Orruk deck. I hope you like it. I hope you find it useful. It's was a bit of a bewildering array of choices with the new cast, and well, that's what I went for. So let me know what you think, and if I've missed any tricks, so I may well have done. But until next time, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.